Amara Bello was the kind of woman who stayed calm when everyone else lost control. She was 28, kind, hardworking, and brave. But on her wedding morning, even her heart began to shake. Hundreds of guests stood outside the grand hall, waiting for her groom. When a loud donkey cry came from the road, everyone turned. A thin brown donkey walked slowly through the gate. Dust covered its legs. An old rope hung around its neck. Sitting on its back was Daniel Cole, the man Amara loved. His cream shirt was plain. His dark trousers looked old. His shoes were covered with dust, and he held a small bunch of white flowers. For 1 second, the whole place became silent. Then the laughter started. "Is this a joke?" Amara's cousin, Vanessa, shouted. A group of young men near the gate bent over, laughing so hard that they held their stomachs. "Look at the groom," one yelled. "He came to his wedding on a donkey." Another man raised his phone. "Move aside. I need to record this. Nobody will believe me." Daniel heard every word, but he did not look angry. He pulled the rope, stopped the donkey, and climbed down. He rubbed the animal's neck before tying it near a tree. Inside the bridal room, Amara heard the noise. Her mother, Mrs. Bello, rushed to the window, looked outside, and covered her mouth. "No," she whispered. "Please tell me that is not Daniel." Amara stood. Her white wedding dress moved softly around her feet. What happened? Her younger sister, Ruth, looked through the window and froze. "Amara, he came on a donkey." Amara stared at her. "A donkey?" "Yes." Mrs. Bello turned. "You are not going outside. Do you hear me? Stay here." "But Daniel is here. He has disgraced us," her mother cried. "Your father invited business leaders, church elders, and important families. What will people say?" Amara walked toward the window. When she looked down, she saw Daniel standing alone near the gate while guests laughed, pointed, and recorded him. His face was calm, but she noticed pain in his eyes. Her chest tightened. Outside, Chief Bello pushed through the crowd. He was proud and cared deeply about respect. His expensive blue outfit shone under the sun, and anger covered his face. "Daniel!" he shouted. Daniel turned. "Good morning, sir. Do not greet me as if nothing is wrong. Where is the car you promised?" Daniel looked at the donkey, then back at him. The car did not come. Chief Bello stepped closer. "So you chose to ride an animal to my daughter's wedding?" "I chose to come," Daniel said quietly. "I did not want Amara waiting for a man who failed to appear." The crowd became quieter, but Vanessa laughed again. "You should have stayed away," she said. "At least then we could say you got lost." Daniel looked at her but said nothing. Victor Hale, the wealthy man who had wanted to marry Amara, moved forward. He wore a black suit, gold watch, and a smile that made Daniel's silence heavier. "This is what I warned everyone about," Victor said. "A man who cannot afford transport cannot care for a wife." Some guests nodded. Chief Bello pointed at Daniel's shoes. "You told us you had a plan for your future. Is this your plan?" Daniel held the flowers tighter. "Sir, I came to marry Amara. I came with an honest heart." "An honest heart does not feed a family," Chief Bello replied. Victor smiled. "Amara still has time to make the right choice." Daniel finally looked at him. "This is not your wedding." "It could have been," Victor said. "And she would not be hiding upstairs in shame." The words reached Amara through the open window. Her hands trembled. Mrs. Bello pulled the curtain shut. "Do not listen to them. I need to go down." "No, Mother. They are tearing him apart. He caused this." Amara turned to her. "He came. On a donkey." "He still came." Mrs. Bello grabbed her arm. "Think about your life. Think about the shame. You can end this now before it becomes worse." Amara looked at her mother's hand, then at the curtain. "Do you want me to leave the man I love because people are laughing? I want you to protect yourself." "From what? Dusty shoes? A donkey? Poor clothes?" "From suffering," her mother said, her voice breaking. "Love feels strong today, but hunger can break it tomorrow. Amara's eyes filled with tears, but she did not let them fall. Downstairs, Chief Bello ordered the guards to remove Daniel. Daniel raised one hand. "You do not need to touch me. If Amara asks me to leave, I will leave." Victor laughed. "She will not even come outside." At that moment, the main doors opened. Every head turned. Amara stood at the top of the steps in her wedding dress, holding up the front so she could walk. Her mother and Ruth stood behind her. The laughter died. Chief Bello stared at her. "Go back inside." Amara took one step down. "Amara," her father warned. She took another step. Victor moved forward. "You do not have to do this." Amara looked past him at Daniel. His dusty face softened when their eyes met. She walked down the final step and crossed the space between them. Nobody laughed now. When she reached Daniel, she looked at the flowers in his hand. "Are those for me?" she asked. Daniel nodded. "They were the best ones I could find." Amara took them carefully. Then she turned to the crowd. "You may laugh at his donkey," she said, her voice clear. "You may laugh at his clothes. But this man came for me when every road seemed closed." Chief Bello's face hardened. "Amara, think carefully." "I have," she replied. Victor shook his head. "You will regret this." Amara reached for Daniel's hand and held it tightly. "No," she said. "I will marry him today." The words hung over the wedding ground. Amara still held Daniel's dusty hand while her father stared at her, as if she had become a stranger. Daniel wanted to speak, but when he looked into her eyes, he remembered the first day she had chosen kindness over pride. It had happened 1 year earlier on a wet Monday afternoon. Rain poured across the busy road while cars rushed past, spraying dirty water onto the pavement. Amara had just left the small school where she worked as an office manager. She held her handbag over her head and hurried toward a bus stop. Then she heard an old woman cry out, "My oranges! Please, somebody help me." A wooden tray had fallen near the road. Oranges rolled through the water while drivers pressed their horns and shouted. The old seller tried to pick them up, but her weak knees shook each time she bent down. Amara moved toward her, but another man reached the woman first. He wore a plain gray shirt, black trousers, and cheap brown shoes. Rain had soaked his clothes, yet he knelt in the dirty water and began gathering the oranges. "Mother, stay near the wall," he said. "The road is dangerous. My fruit will spoil," the woman cried. "I borrowed money to buy them. We will save what we can." Amara placed her bag under a shop roof and joined him. The man looked up. "You will ruin your dress. It can be washed." A bus rushed by and sent water over both of them. Amara gasped, and the man quickly stood between her and the road. "Are you hurt?" he asked. "No, but that driver needs new eyes." The man laughed, and Amara laughed too. Together, they collected every orange they could find. When they finished, the old woman looked at the broken tray and began to cry again. "How will I carry them now?" The man removed the money pouch from his pocket and counted what he had. "Take this," he said. The woman stared at the notes. "No, my son, this is too much. It will buy another tray and replace the damaged fruit." "But what will you use?" "I will manage." Amara watched him closely. His clothes looked simple, and the money he gave away might have been all he carried. Still, there was no fear on his face. The old woman touched his head. "May goodness follow you." He smiled. "Please get home before the rain becomes worse." After the woman left, Amara picked up her handbag. "You gave her everything in your pocket, did you not?" The man looked embarrassed. "Not everything. How much do you have left?" He checked the pouch and showed her one small note. "That cannot take you far. I can walk. In this rain. I have walked in worse." Amara studied him for a moment. "What is your name?" "Daniel Cole." "I am Amara Bello." "I know." Her eyebrows rose. "How?" "You work at Bright Future School. I have seen you at the gate." "You watch me?" Daniel quickly shook his head. "No, I pass that road sometimes." "You are always helping children cross." Amara smiled. "That answer saved you." "Was I in danger?" "A little." Thunder shook the sky, and both of them moved under the roof of a closed shop. They stood beside each other while rain fell like a thick curtain. Amara asked, "What work do you do?" Daniel paused before answering. "I work in an office." "What kind of office?" "A large company." "What do you do there?" "I help solve problems." That sounds like an answer from someone hiding something. Daniel smiled. Maybe the job is boring. Or maybe you are a secret government agent. "I do not think a secret agent would wear shoes like these." Amara looked at his wet shoes. "That is exactly what a secret agent would say." They both laughed again. If you're enjoying this video so far, consider subscribing to my small channel. My wife promised to make me a chocolate chip cookies if I hit 100,000 subscribers before the end of 2026. So it would mean the world to me. That's it, and thanks for listening this far. Now let's continue. The rain did not stop, so they walked toward the bus stop together. Daniel held his shirt over Amara's head, even though it gave little protection. "You know that is not helping," she said. "I am trying. I can see that." When they reached the stop, it was crowded. People pushed forward each time a bus came. Daniel stood beside Amara and kept others from knocking her into the road. After 20 minutes, Amara noticed that he was still there. "Are you waiting for this bus too?" "No." "Then why have you not left?" Daniel looked at the dark street. "It is getting late. I want to make sure you enter safely." "You do not even know me." "I know you helped a woman while everyone else walked away." Amara looked at him quietly. "And I know you gave away your transport money." "That was not wise." "No, it was kind." A bus finally stopped. People rushed toward it, but before Amara entered, she turned back. "Give me your phone." Daniel blinked. "Why?" "So I can put my number inside." He handed it over. The phone was old, with a cracked corner. Amara typed her name and called her own number. "Now you have no excuse," she said. "For what?" "For disappearing after making me stand in the rain." "I thought you said the rain did not bother you." "It does not, but I still expect an apology." Daniel smiled. "Can I apologize over tea?" "You can try." The bus conductor shouted for her to enter. Amara climbed inside, then looked through the window as the bus pulled away. Daniel remained at the stop, soaked from head to toe, smiling like someone who had just received good news. What Amara did not know was that a black car waited 2 streets away. Daniel walked toward it after the bus disappeared. A driver jumped out and opened the rear door. "Sir, we have been searching for you," the driver said. "Your meeting started 40 minutes ago." Daniel entered the car. "Cancel it." The driver stared at him through the mirror. "Cancel the meeting with the foreign investors?" "Yes, Mr. Cole. They flew into the country this morning. Then move it to tomorrow." The driver looked confused but obeyed. Daniel removed his wet shirt jacket from a bag inside the car and changed into a clean one. Beside him lay a tablet showing the logo of Cole Crown Group, one of the biggest companies in Africa. Daniel was not an office worker who solved small problems. He owned the company along with hotels, farms, banks, and building firms across several countries. At 32, he had more money than most people could imagine. But money had taught him to doubt smiles. 2 years earlier, a woman named Bianca had promised to marry him. She called him her whole world. But Daniel later discovered that she had been sending private messages to his lawyer, asking how much she would receive if Daniel died. When he confronted her, she did not cry because she had hurt him. She cried because she had been caught. Since then, Daniel had stopped telling new people who he was. He used simple clothes, traveled without guards, and introduced himself as an ordinary worker. He wanted to know how people behaved when they believed he had nothing to offer. His assistant, Grace Morgan, called as the car moved. "Daniel, where are you?" "On my way home." "You missed the biggest meeting of the month." "I met someone." Grace became silent. "Someone important?" Daniel looked through the window at the rain. "I do not know yet." "Does she know who you are?" "No." Grace sighed. "You cannot keep testing everyone because Bianca betrayed you." "I am not testing her." "What do you call hiding your name, position, cars, and houses?" "Being careful." "Being afraid," Grace replied. Daniel's face tightened. I have to go. Daniel, listen to me. A good woman can still feel hurt by a hidden truth. He ended the call, but her warning stayed with him. That evening, Amara sat on her bed when her phone rang. Hello. Daniel's voice came through. I am calling to apologize. For the rain. For making you wait in it. Amara smiled. That apology needs tea. Tomorrow. After work. I will be there. You had better not arrive with one small note in your pocket again. Daniel laughed. I will try to look rich. You do not need to look rich. Just come as yourself. The words silenced him. Amara noticed. Daniel, are you there? Yes, he said softly. I am here. The next day, he arrived in the same simple clothes, hiding the life he feared might change the way she looked at him. Daniel reached the small tea shop before Amara finished work. He wore the same plain clothes, but this time his shoes were clean. He sat near the window and checked the door each time it opened. When Amara finally walked in, she smiled. You came early. I did not want another apology. That means you learned something. I learn quickly. She sat across from him, and for the next hour they talked about simple things. Amara spoke about the children at her school, especially a boy who always hid food in his bag for his younger sister. Daniel listened without looking at his phone once. You are quiet, she said. I like hearing you talk. Most men say that before telling a woman to stop talking. I am not most men. Amara raised one eyebrow. That is a brave claim. Daniel smiled. Give me time to prove it. He kept that promise. During the next weeks, he waited for her after work, helped her carry books, and walked her home. He never spent much money, but he always noticed small things. When her sandal broke, he fixed it with glue. When she caught a cold, he brought hot soup. When the school roof leaked, he spent a Saturday helping the workers cover it. One evening, Amara's sister Ruth watched Daniel repair a broken chair in their yard. He is good with his hands, Ruth said. Amara smiled. He is good with people too. Their mother came outside and looked at Daniel's faded shirt. Good men still need good jobs. Amara's smile faded. He works. Doing what? He helps solve problems in a large company. Mrs. Bello folded her arms. That answer means nothing. Daniel heard her, but he kept working. When he finished, he stood and wiped his hands. Thank you for allowing me to help. Mrs. Bello gave a small nod. Amara says you work in an office. Yes, Ma. What is your position? Daniel paused. I support the daily work. Support how? In many ways. Mrs. Bello looked at Amara. You see, he cannot even name his job. Amara stepped closer. Mother, that is enough. Daniel lifted one hand. It is all right. No, it is not, Amara said. You do not have to answer questions like a criminal. Mrs. Bello's voice became hard. I am asking because I care about your future. Daniel looked at her calmly. I understand. But Chief Bello was even less patient. He had already chosen another man for his daughter. Victor Hale came from a rich family. His father owned transport companies and large pieces of land. Chief Bello's business was losing money, and Victor's family had offered to invest if Amara agreed to marry him. Chief Bello called it a wise match. Amara called it a business deal. One Friday evening, Victor arrived at the Bello home in a shining black car. A driver opened his door, and another worker carried 2 gift boxes behind him. Chief Bello welcomed him with both hands. Victor, my son, come inside. Victor smiled. Thank you, sir. Before entering, he looked at the worker holding the boxes. Do not drop them, fool. The worker lowered his head. Yes, sir. Amara heard the insult from the hallway. Victor walked into the sitting room and changed at once. Good evening, Ma, he said sweetly to Mrs. Bello. You look younger every time I see you. Mrs. Bello laughed. You always know what to say. Amara did not laugh. Victor sat beside Chief Bello and began talking about business, land, and new offices. He spoke as if every room already belonged to him. Chief Bello turned to Amara. Victor has offered to help us open another branch. Victor smiled at her. Not just another branch. I can make your family name known across the whole country. Amara sat slowly. Why? Because I care about this family. You barely know us. I know enough. Chief Bello cleared his throat. Amara, do not be rude. Victor leaned forward. I also care about you. Amara looked at him. You shouted at the worker outside. Victor's smile slipped. He was careless. He did not drop anything. He almost did. So that gives you the right to call him a fool? Victor's eyes became cold, but he quickly looked at her parents and smiled again. I was under pressure. It will not happen again. Amara knew he was lying. The next week, Victor visited her school with a large food donation. Teachers praised him while cameras took pictures. But when one cleaner walked too close to his suit, Victor pushed the man away. Watch where you are going, he snapped. Amara stepped between them. Do not touch him. Victor looked around and lowered his voice. Must you challenge me in public? You made it public. I came here to help your school. You came here to be seen helping my school. Victor's jaw tightened. You think that poor office worker is better than me? His name is Daniel. I know his name. Then use it. Victor moved closer. Daniel cannot give you this life. Amara looked at the cameras, the gifts, and the expensive car outside. Maybe I do not want this life. That evening, Chief Bello called Amara into his study. Papers covered his desk, and worry sat heavily on his face. Sit down, he said. Amara remained standing. What did Victor tell you? He told me you embarrassed him. He pushed a cleaner. Chief Bello sighed. Victor is not perfect. Neither am I, but I do not treat people like dirt. Her father stood. This is bigger than a cleaner. My company owes money. Workers may lose their jobs. Victor's family can save us. Amara stared at him. So I should marry him to save your company? I am asking you to think about everyone. You are asking me to sell my life. Do not speak to me that way. Then do not place a price on me. Chief Bello hit the desk with his palm. Daniel has filled your head with foolish dreams. Daniel has never asked me for anything. That is because he has nothing to offer. Amara's eyes filled with anger. He offers respect. He offers peace. He listens when I speak. Peace will not pay rent. Money will not make Victor kind. Her father pointed toward the door. You will stop seeing Daniel. Amara shook her head. No. As long as you live in my house, you will obey me. Amara's voice trembled, but she did not step back. I love you, father, but you cannot choose my husband. The argument spread through the house. Mrs. Bello begged Amara to reconsider. Ruth cried in the hallway. Chief Bello stopped speaking to her for 3 days. Daniel noticed the pain on Amara's face when they met near the school gate. What happened? He asked. My father wants me to marry Victor. Daniel became still. Do you? No. Victor is rich. I know. He can give you a large house, cars, and anything you ask for. Amara looked hurt. Why are you speaking for him? I am trying to understand what you want. I want to choose for myself. Daniel looked away. Fear pulled at him. He had hidden his wealth because he wanted honest love. But now he wondered whether he was allowing her to suffer for a lie. A few days later, Victor came to the Bello home with his parents, a diamond ring, and enough flowers to fill the sitting room. Chief Bello called Amara downstairs without telling her why. Victor knelt before her. Amara Bello, he said, opening the ring box. Marry me, and I will give you a life people can only dream about. Everyone waited. Amara looked at her father, then at her mother. Both of them silently begged her to say yes. She looked back at Victor. No, Mrs. Bello gasped. Victor slowly stood. What did you say? I said no. You choose that poor man over me? I choose the man who knows how to respect people. Victor's face changed. You will regret this. Chief Bello shouted her name, but Amara walked out. Daniel was waiting beneath a tree at the end of the street. When he saw her tears, he reached for her hands. What happened? I refused Victor. Daniel's heart pounded. Because of me? Because I do not love him. Daniel took a slow breath. Amara, what if I never become rich? What if this simple life is all I can ever give you? She held his hands tighter. I do not want an expensive life, she said. I want a good husband. Daniel searched her face for doubt, but found none. He reached into his pocket and brought out a small silver ring. It was simple, with no large stone. Then, Amara bellowed, will you let me spend my life being that husband? Her tears returned as she smiled. Yes, Daniel, she whispered. I will gladly marry you. Amara's yes changed everything. Daniel slipped the small silver ring onto her finger beneath the old tree while tears ran down her cheeks. For one happy moment, he forgot the secret standing between them. Then Amara touched his face and smiled. I do not need a grand wedding, she said. I only need you to be honest with me. The word honest struck him harder than she knew. I will always try to protect your heart, Daniel replied. That is not what I said. He looked at her. I said be honest with me. Daniel forced a smile. I will. That night, after Amara returned home, Daniel did not go to the small rented room she believed was his home. A black car met him at the end of the street and carried him across the city. Tall buildings rose around him as the car entered the private gate of Cole Crown Group. Security guards stood straight when they saw him. Good evening, Mr. Cole. Daniel walked through the silent lobby and entered a private lift. Minutes later, he stepped into the highest office in the building. The room had glass walls, soft chairs, and a wide view of the city. Grace Morgan was waiting beside his desk. She was his lawyer, advisor, and oldest friend. Her arms were folded, and she did not smile. You proposed to her, Grace said. Daniel stopped. How did you know? You told your driver to buy a simple ring. Then you canceled another meeting. It was not difficult. She said yes. Grace's face softened for 1 second. Are you happy? Yes. Then why do you look afraid? Daniel removed his coat and walked to the window. Far below, car lights moved through the streets like tiny stars. Her father wants her to marry Victor Hale. I know. She refused him in front of both families. Grace moved closer. That means she chose you. She chose the man she thinks I am. Grace became quiet. Daniel turned. Say it. You are lying to her. I am not lying. You told her you work in an office. I do work in an office. You own the office. You own the building. You own half the road outside. Daniel frowned. That last part is not true. You know what I mean. He sat behind his desk. I needed to know whether she loved me without the money. Grace placed both hands on the desk. And now you know. I do. So tell her. Daniel looked away. Tell her tomorrow, Grace said. Go to her house, sit down, and explain everything. I cannot. Why? Because once I tell her, everything changes. Grace stared at him. Everything has already changed. She agreed to marry you. Daniel stood again. Bianca agreed too. Amara is not Bianca. They both smiled at me. They both said they loved me. Bianca knew who you were from the first day. And she still fooled me. Grace shook her head. So now Amara must pay for what Bianca did? That is not fair. No, Daniel. What you are doing is not fair. He walked away from the desk. I will tell her after the wedding. Grace's eyes widened. After? Yes, after we make our vows. That is worse. She will know that I trusted her choice. She may think you trapped her. I am not trapping anyone. You are allowing her to marry a man who does not exist. Daniel turned sharply. He exists. The simple clothes are real. The way I speak to her is real. The love is real. But the poor office worker is not the whole truth. Daniel's voice dropped. I cannot lose her. Grace answered softly. Then stop giving her a reason to leave. Silence filled the office. Daniel rubbed his forehead. The wedding is in 3 months. I will tell her as soon as the vows are over. Grace looked disappointed. You have already decided. Yes. Then why did you call me here? Because I need your help. With what? Daniel opened a drawer and placed a folder on the desk. Grace read the first page. A property transfer? I bought a house near Amara's school. Grace turned another page. 7 bedrooms, a garden, and staff rooms. This is not a house. This is a small palace. She likes children. I want space for a family. Grace glanced at him. Does she know? No. Of course she does not. Daniel ignored the comment and pointed to another paper. I also want a foundation created in her name. What kind of foundation? It will pay school fees for children from poor homes. It will also help roadside sellers and workers who cannot afford medical care. Grace looked at him more carefully. Why roadside sellers? The first day I met Amara, she helped an old woman gather oranges in the rain. I remember. That was when I knew she was different. Grace sat down and read the plan. How much money are you putting into it? $20 million to begin. Grace nearly dropped the folder. To begin? Yes. Daniel. She asked for a good husband, not a country. He smiled a little. She will use it well. She may refuse it. Then she can change it, return it, or give it away. It will be hers. Grace closed the folder. You are planning every part of her future except the part where she learns the truth. Daniel's smile disappeared. A knock came at the door. Daniel's assistant entered with another file. Sir, the Hale family sent a request for a meeting. Daniel's face hardened. About what? They want Cole Crown Group to invest in their transport company. Grace raised an eyebrow. Victor's family? Yes. The assistant answered. Their business is losing money. Daniel looked toward the city. Reject it. The assistant nodded. Should I give a reason? No. After she left, Grace said, that may cause trouble. Victor has already caused trouble for Amara. Then do not let anger guide a business choice. I reviewed their records last month. Their company is badly managed. Grace sighed. At least that answer is honest. During the following weeks, wedding plans moved forward. Chief Bello refused to celebrate the engagement, but he did not stop Amara from wearing Daniel's ring. Mrs. Bello spoke to Daniel only when necessary. Ruth, however, welcomed him each time he visited. Amara never complained about the size of the ring or the simple wedding Daniel said he could afford. One afternoon, she showed him a page filled with wedding costs. We can remove the expensive flowers, she said. Daniel looked at the total. It was less than what he spent on one business dinner. Keep them if you like them. We cannot waste money. I have some savings. How much? Daniel froze. Amara laughed. Do not look frightened. I am not asking for your bank password. I have enough for the wedding. I do not want you borrowing money to impress my family. I will not borrow. She took his hand. Promise me. I promise. Again, the secret pressed against his chest. Across the city, Victor Hale sat in his father's office, staring at an email from Cole Crown Group. Their request had been refused without a meeting. Victor's father threw the printed message onto the desk. Do you understand what this means? He shouted. Without their money, we may lose 3 branches. Victor leaned back. We will find another investor. There is no other investor big enough. Then speak to Daniel Cole. His father glared at him. Daniel Cole does not meet people like us. Victor looked at the name on the message. Daniel Cole. Something about it bothered him. Later that evening, Victor drove past Amara's street. He saw Daniel leaving the Bello home in his worn shirt. Daniel walked toward the main road, but instead of reaching the bus stop, he turned into a quiet side street. Victor followed at a distance. A black luxury car waited there. A driver stepped out, opened the rear door, and bowed his head. Victor slowed his own car. For the first time, Victor wondered whether the quiet man had fooled everyone. He remembered Daniel's calm eyes and simple answers, and a cold feeling moved through his stomach as suspicion took hold. Daniel entered the back seat. The car moved away. Victor gripped the steering wheel. Who are you? The next morning, he called a private investigator named Marcus Dean. I need everything you can find on a man, Victor said. What is his name? Daniel Cole. Marcus paused. Any other details? He claims to be a poor office worker, but I think he is hiding something. What do you want me to look for? Jobs, money, family, houses, cars, every place he goes. That will cost you. Victor stared at Amara's picture on his phone. I do not care what it costs, he said. Find the truth before the wedding. Marcus Dean did not need long to learn that Daniel Cole was hiding something. The private investigator followed him for 3 days, took pictures of the black car, and watched him enter the tall Cole Crown building through a private gate. Victor called before Marcus could finish his report. What have you found? Victor asked. Enough to know he is not poor. How rich is he? I am still checking. That is not an answer. It is the only answer I have. Victor stared at the wedding invitation. The ceremony was only 2 days away. Then keep digging, he said. And do not tell anyone. Marcus became quiet. Victor, this man may be more powerful than you think. That is why I need the truth. You also need to be careful. Victor ended the call without replying. He did not care how powerful Daniel was. He only knew Amara had chosen him. The next morning, Victor met 2 men behind an empty warehouse. One was thin, the other had a scar. Victor showed them a picture of Daniel's driver, Peter. This man will collect the wedding car tomorrow morning, Victor said. The man with the scar looked at the picture. What do you want us to do? Delay him? For how long? Long enough for the wedding to begin without the groom. The thin man smiled. You want us to hurt him? No, I do not want police trouble. Then what? Take his phone. Lock him somewhere. Leave him alive. The man with the scar held out his hand. Half the money now. Victor gave him an envelope. What about the car? The thin man asked. Move it somewhere nobody will find it. Victor walked away, telling himself it was not serious. He only wanted Daniel to miss the wedding. He believed Amara would feel abandoned and see her choice as a mistake. But deep inside, Victor knew it was more than that. The wedding morning was very hot. Amara woke before sunrise. Ruth helped her dress while their mother checked everything. You look beautiful, Ruth said. Amara smiled at her reflection. Do I look nervous? Yes. Mrs. Bello turned. Every bride is nervous. Amara touched the small silver ring on her finger. Daniel will come. Her mother stopped moving. I did not say he would not. You did not have to. Mrs. Bello sighed. I only hope today does not end in shame. Amara looked at her. It will not. Across the city, Daniel stood in a simple hotel room and adjusted his cream shirt. He dressed like the man Amara knew. Grace watched him from the doorway. You can still tell her before the ceremony, she said. Daniel did not turn. We have spoken about this. And I am speaking again. The papers are ready? Yes, the house is ready. The foundation is ready. Everything is ready except your courage. Daniel faced her. Grace, she is about to marry you without knowing your real life. She knows my heart. A heart can still hide a knife. Daniel's eyes hardened. Do not compare me to someone trying to hurt her. Then stop hurting her. Before Daniel could answer, his phone rang. It was Peter, his driver. Sir, I am leaving for the car now, Peter said. You should have collected it already. The company delayed the final cleaning. I will be there in 30 minutes. Do not be late. I will not, sir. Peter left the hotel parking lot in a small company car. 10 minutes later, a van struck his rear bumper near an empty road. He stopped and stepped out. The thin man climbed from the van. Sorry, brother. I did not see you. Peter looked at the small dent. We can handle this later. I am in a hurry. As he turned, the man with the scar came from behind and pressed something hard against his back. Do not move. Peter froze. What do you want? Your phone and keys. I have money. We do not want your money. They pushed him into the van, covered his head, and drove him to an empty storage building. Peter fought, but they tied his hands and locked him inside a dark room. You cannot do this, Peter shouted. My boss is getting married today. The thin man laughed from outside the door. Then he should find another ride. Back at the hotel, Daniel checked the time. Peter should be here, he said. Grace called him. No answer. She called the car company. The manager sounded confused. The vehicle was collected 20 minutes ago. By whom? Grace asked. Peter signed for it. That is impossible. Daniel took the phone. Check the security camera. There was a pause. Sir, the man wore a cap. We did not see his face well. Daniel's stomach tightened. Track the car. The tracking device stopped working after it left the yard. Grace looked at Daniel. This was planned. Daniel called Peter again. Still nothing. He called his security team, but most of them were across town preparing for the surprise arrival after the wedding. Send another car, Grace ordered. The security officer answered. Traffic is blocked near the bridge. It may take over an hour. Daniel looked at the clock. The wedding was meant to begin in 40 minutes. Grace grabbed her keys. Use my car. They rushed downstairs, but when Grace pressed the button, nothing happened. One tire was flat, and a dark puddle of oil spread beneath the engine. Grace stared at it. This is not chance. Daniel looked around the parking lot. Victor, you think he did this? I know he hates me. Grace pulled out her phone. I will call the police. No, not yet. Daniel, your driver is missing, and Amara is waiting. You cannot walk there. It is too far. Daniel started down the road. Grace caught his arm. Listen to me. I promised her I would come. You will destroy your clothes. I do not care. You may not reach the wedding in time. Then I will keep moving until I do. Grace stepped in front of him. Let me find another car. We have already lost too much time. Daniel, be sensible. He looked at her with pain in his eyes. Amara stood against her family for me. I will not let her stand alone today. He walked away before Grace could stop him. The sun grew hotter as Daniel moved through the crowded streets. He tried to stop taxis, but everyone was full. A bus broke down in front of him. Motorcycles passed, but none would travel as far as the wedding town. After nearly an hour, Daniel's shirt clung to his back. Dust covered his shoes. His phone rang again. It was Ruth. Daniel, where are you? She asked in a low voice. I am coming. The guests are asking questions. Tell Amara I am coming. My father is angry. Victor is here too. Daniel stopped. Victor is there? Yes. He came with his family. Do not let him speak to Amara alone. Daniel, what happened? My car disappeared. Ruth gasped. What do you mean? I will explain later. Just tell Amara not to lose hope. He ended the call and kept walking. Far ahead, the city road narrowed into a country path. The wedding house was still several miles away. Daniel's legs ached, but he refused to stop. Then he heard slow steps behind him. An old farmer was leading a brown donkey pulling a small cart of vegetables. The farmer looked at Daniel's dusty clothes. You walk like a man chasing his own life, the farmer said. Daniel gave a tired smile. I am trying to reach my wedding. Your wedding? Yes, sir. And where is your car? Gone. The farmer studied him. Did your bride run away with it? No. Someone wanted me to miss the ceremony. The farmer clicked his tongue. People can be cruel. Daniel looked toward the road. I have no time left. The farmer untied the donkey from the cart. Take him. Daniel stared. I cannot take your animal. You can return him later. I may look foolish. The farmer smiled. A foolish man misses his wedding because he fears laughter. A wise man reaches his bride any way he can. Daniel looked at the old donkey, then at the far road. What is his name? He asked. King. Daniel almost laughed. King. He is slow, stubborn, and proud, like many rich men. Daniel thought of Amara waiting for him and Victor standing near her. He climbed onto the donkey. The farmer handed him the rope. Do not pull too hard. King knows the road. Daniel nodded. I will bring him back. Bring yourself back first. Daniel turned the donkey toward the wedding town. His shirt was dusty, his shoes were worn, and he had no grand car behind him. But he was still coming, and he would not let anyone stop him from reaching Amara. King moved slowly, but Daniel kept speaking to the donkey. "Please, my friend, go faster. She is waiting for me." The animal shook its ears and continued along the dusty road. By the time Daniel reached the gate, sweat soaked his shirt, dust covered his shoes, and his flowers had lost petals. Then the guests saw him. The laughter rose. Daniel heard every insult as he climbed down, but he kept his eyes on the main house. He had come too far to turn back. Chief Bello shouted. Vanessa pointed. Victor smiled as if the day belonged to him. Then the doors opened, and Amara walked outside. The crowd became quiet when she crossed the yard and took Daniel's hand. "No," she said clearly. "I will marry him today." For one moment, Daniel could not speak. He had imagined many endings, but not Amara standing before everyone without fear. Chief Bello stepped forward. "You will do no such thing." Amara turned to him. "Father, I have made my choice." "You are confused." "I am not." "You are angry because we laughed at him." "I am angry because you treated him like he was less than a man." Chief Bello pointed toward the donkey. "Look at what he brought to this house." Daniel answered calmly. "I brought myself, sir, and that is not enough." Amara held Daniel's hand tighter. "It is enough for me." Mrs. Bello hurried down the steps. "Amara, please, think about what people will say. They are already saying it. You can still go inside. We can say the wedding was delayed." Victor moved closer. "That would be wise." Amara looked at him. "Nobody asked you." His smile disappeared. "You are making a mistake." "Then it is my mistake to make." Chief Bello's face grew dark. He turned toward the decorated hall. White flowers covered the walls, golden chairs stood in rows, and a wedding cake waited beside the stage. "You will not use that hall," he said. Mrs. Bello stared at him. "Husband, I paid for everything inside. If she wants to shame me, she will not do it under my roof." Amara's eyes filled with pain. "You would cancel your daughter's wedding because her groom did not arrive in a fine car? I am canceling nothing. You are choosing disgrace." Daniel stepped between them. "Sir, do not blame her. I came late. I should have found another way." Amara turned sharply. "Do not apologize for coming." Chief Bello laughed without joy. "He cannot even defend himself." Daniel faced him. "Respect is not weakness. You know nothing about respect. I know a father can fear for his daughter without insulting the man she loves." The crowd made a low sound. Chief Bello moved closer until they stood face to face. "Do not teach me how to speak in my home. I am not trying to teach you. Then leave." Daniel looked at Amara. "If you ask me to go, I will go." She shook her head. "I will not ask." Chief Bello pointed toward the gate. "Take your donkey and disappear." Amara slowly removed her high white shoes. Her mother gasped. "What are you doing?" Amara placed the shoes on the ground and lifted her dress. "If Daniel cannot marry me inside, then I will marry him outside." Ruth ran down the steps. "I am coming with you." Mrs. Bello grabbed her arm. "Stay here." "No, mother. Amara should not stand alone. She is destroying this family." Ruth pulled free. "No. Pride is destroying it." Chief Bello stared at his younger daughter. "Go inside now." Ruth walked to Amara's side instead. A few workers near the hall began whispering. One was the cleaner Victor had pushed at the school. He stepped forward and removed his cap. "Madame Amara has always treated us well. I will help with the wedding." The cook joined him. "So will I." Then two teachers, the old roadside seller, and several children moved away from the laughing crowd and followed Amara. Daniel looked at them in surprise. Amara squeezed his hand. "You are not alone." They walked toward a wide mango tree at the edge of the compound. Its branches gave shade from the hard sun. The ground was plain, with no carpet, flowers, or golden chairs. Amara smiled at Daniel. "This is enough." The pastor remained near the hall door. Chief Bello turned to him. "You will not follow them." The The pastor looked troubled. They are both adults. This ceremony is finished. Amara called from beneath the tree. Pastor Samuel, will you marry us? Everyone waited. Pastor Samuel removed his glasses and cleaned them with a cloth. Chief Bello, I respect you. Then stay where you are. But I came to join two people who freely chose each other. You came because I invited you. I came because they asked to be married. Chief Bello's jaw tightened. If you go there, you will never enter my house again. The pastor put on his glasses. Then I hope one day you will open the door again. He picked up his book and walked toward the tree. A few guests clapped quietly. Others watched in shock. Vanessa rolled her eyes, while Victor moved through the crowd and blocked the pastor's path. Before you begin, Victor said, everyone should know Daniel is a liar. Daniel's body became still. Amara looked at Victor. What are you talking about? Victor pointed at Daniel. He is hiding something from you. Daniel watched him carefully. What proof do you have? Victor smiled. I saw you enter a luxury car. A driver opened the door for you. Chief Bello turned. Is that true? Daniel did not answer at once. Amara looked up at him. Daniel, the car belongs to the company where I work, he said. Victor laughed. A poor worker does not sit in the back while a driver bows. People bow for many reasons. Tell her your exact job. Daniel's chest tightened. Amara waited, but before he could speak, Victor pulled out his phone. I hired someone to investigate you. Ruth stared at him. You did what? I was protecting Amara. You were spying on him. Victor ignored her. My investigator found Daniel visits Cole Crown Group through a private gate. The guests began whispering again. Chief Bello faced Daniel. Explain yourself. Daniel kept his voice calm. I work with Cole Crown Group. As what? Victor demanded. Daniel looked at Amara. He wanted to tell her everything. The truth pushed against his lips, but he remembered the plan and the vows. Victor raised his phone. He cannot answer because his whole life is false. Amara stepped between them. Where is your report? Victor paused. Show me the proof, she said. My investigator is still preparing it. So you have nothing. I saw the car myself. That does not prove Daniel is dangerous. It proves he lies. Amara's voice became firm. You came to my wedding after I rejected you. You followed Daniel. And now you want me to trust your words without proof. Victor's face burned. I am trying to save you. I did not ask to be saved. She took Daniel's hand and turned toward Pastor Samuel. Please begin. Victor looked at Chief Bello, hoping for support. But Chief Bello remained silent. Anger and doubt fought across his face. Pastor Samuel stood beneath the mango tree. Ruth and the workers formed a small circle around the couple. The old seller placed saved flowers in Amara's hands. These are not expensive, the woman said. Amara smiled. They are beautiful. Daniel looked at Amara in her white dress, standing barefoot on dry earth. His eyes filled with tears. I am sorry, he whispered. For the donkey? For all of this. She touched his cheek. You came. That is what matters today. Pastor Samuel opened his book. Marriage is not made by a hall, a car, or a crowd, he said. It is made by two people who choose to stand together. He asked Daniel to speak first. Daniel held both of Amara's hands. I cannot promise every road will be easy, he said, but I promise I will never stop walking toward you. Even when the car fails, when people laugh, and when the world tells me to turn back, I will come. Amara cried as she answered. I promise I will not measure you by what you own. I will stand beside you when people praise you and when they mock you. I choose your heart, Daniel, and the life we will build together. Pastor Samuel asked for the rings. Ruth brought the small silver band Daniel had given her to keep safe. As Daniel placed it on Amara's finger, the guests near the hall moved closer. Even those who had laughed now watched in silence. Amara placed Daniel's ring on his hand. Pastor Samuel smiled. Before God and these witnesses, I declare you husband and wife. Daniel leaned toward Amara, and applause rose beneath the mango tree. The applause beneath the mango tree was still rising when a deep sound rolled in from the road. Then the sound grew louder, mixed with engines, horns, and the heavy movement of many cars. Everyone turned toward the gate. A long line of black vehicles entered the compound. The first two were large security trucks. Behind them came shining cars with dark windows. Vanessa lowered her phone. Chief Bello stared at the gate. Who invited these people? Mrs. Bello moved closer to him. Are they government officials? Victor's face changed. He knew the kind of people who use train guards and private drivers. The first car stopped near the mango tree. Two security officers stepped out. One of them scanned the compound while the other opened the rear door. Grace Morgan stepped out in a dark blue suit. Daniel's smile disappeared. Amara noticed at once. You know her? Before he could answer, 3 more cars stopped. Company leaders, lawyers, and senior workers stepped out. The crowd moved back. One man whispered, "That is Mr. Adeyemi from Cole Crown Bank." Another guest pointed, "And that woman owns the largest building firm in the country." Grace walked straight toward Daniel. She looked at Daniel's dusty shirt, the donkey tied near the tree, and Amara standing barefoot beside him. "You really did it," Grace said. Daniel gave her a warning look. "Grace, you came on a donkey. It was the only way." Grace turned toward Amara and smiled. "You must be Amara." Amara looked from Grace to Daniel. "Yes, I have wanted to meet you for a long time." Amara's fingers tightened around Daniel's hand. "How do you know my husband?" Grace glanced at Daniel again. He took a slow breath. "Amara, I can explain." Victor suddenly pushed through the crowd. "I knew it." Everyone looked at him. Victor pointed at Daniel. "I told you he was hiding something." Grace looked at Victor as if she had never seen him before. "And you are Victor Hale." One of the company leaders leaned toward Grace and whispered, "His family owns Hale Transport." Victor moved closer. This man pretended to be poor. He lied to everyone. Chief Bello finally found his voice. "Madam, who is Daniel?" Grace looked at Daniel. "Do you want to tell them, or should I?" Daniel closed his eyes for a moment. Amara pulled her hand away. That small movement hurt him more than every insult he had heard that morning. "Daniel," she said softly. "Who is she?" "My lawyer." A low murmur passed through the guests. Mrs. Bello frowned. "Why does a common office worker have a lawyer?" Grace answered before Daniel could stop her. "Because he is not a common office worker." The yard became silent. Daniel looked at Amara. "I was going to tell you today. After the wedding?" she asked. "Yes." Her eyes filled with confusion. "Tell me what?" Grace stepped forward and faced the crowd. "This man is Daniel Cole," she said. "Founder, chairman, and owner of Cole Crown Group." Nobody moved. It was as if the whole compound had forgotten how to breathe. Vanessa laughed once, but the sound came out weak. "That cannot be true." The bank leader opened his folder and held out a company card with Daniel's picture. Grace continued. "Cole Crown Group owns banks, hotels, farms, building companies, and factories across several countries." Chief Bello's mouth fell open. Mrs. Bello gripped his arm. Victor shook his head. "No." Grace looked at him. "Yes." "He is lying," Victor said. "All of you are lying." The company leader beside her stepped forward. "I have worked under Mr. Cole for 9 years. I know my own chairman." Another woman raised her voice. "My company is part of Cole Crown Group. He signs every major decision." The crowd broke into whispers. "That is Daniel Cole? The Daniel Cole? The richest man in the city?" "No, one of the richest men in Africa." Vanessa slowly lowered her phone and hid it behind her dress. Chief Bello looked from Daniel to the convoy. "You own all of this?" Daniel's face remained calm, but his voice was heavy. "The cars belong to the company. And the men. My staff. And the building Victor mentioned? My office." Victor stepped closer, anger replacing shock. "So you let everyone believe you had nothing?" Daniel faced him. "I did not ask anyone to laugh. You made fools of us. No, you chose how to treat me." That answer cut through the crowd. The cleaner Victor had pushed at the school looked at him. Several workers near the tree did the same. Grace opened another folder. Mr. Cole also owns the land beneath 3 hail transport branches. Victor froze. His father, who had been standing near the hall, pushed forward. What did she say? Grace looked at the older man. Your company has been trying to meet Daniel for months. Victor's father stared at Daniel with horror. The printed rejection letter flashed through his mind. The name at the bottom had been Daniel Cole. You rejected our request, he whispered. Daniel answered, Your records were weak. Victor's father turned to his son. You said he was nobody. Victor did not answer. Chief Bello took one slow step toward Daniel. His proud voice was gone. Why did you not tell us? Daniel looked at Amara, not at him. Because I wanted to know whether she would choose me without the name. Amara's face tightened. Grace saw it and stepped back. She knew the truth had arrived too late. Mrs. Bello touched her chest. You mean the small room, the worn clothes, the old phone? All of it was planned? The room was rented, Daniel said. The clothes were mine. The phone worked. Vanessa whispered, But why? Daniel turned toward the guests. Because money changes the way people speak. Changes smiles. It changes promises. I wanted one part of my life where I could hear the truth. Chief Bello lowered his eyes. The people who had laughed near the gate now avoided Daniel's face. The young man who had recorded him deleted the video without being asked. Grace looked toward the donkey and smiled sadly. The chairman of Cole Crown Group arrived at his wedding on an animal named King. A few workers laughed softly, but this time there was no cruelty in it. Daniel touched the donkey's neck. King brought me here when every car failed. One of the security officers stepped closer. Sir, we found Peter. Daniel turned quickly. Is he alive? Yes. He was locked inside an empty storage room. He is shaken, but he is safe. Grace's face hardened. Someone attacked him and stole the wedding car. The crowd became restless again. Victor stepped back. Daniel noticed. Why are you moving? He asked. Victor stopped. Grace looked between them. Do you know something? No, Victor replied too quickly. Daniel watched him for a long moment, then turned away. This is not the time. Victor breathed again, but his father did not. The older man stared at his son as if he had started to understand. More people from the convoy came forward. An older board member bowed slightly to Daniel. Congratulations, Chairman. Another woman handed Grace a wrapped box. The company's wedding gift. Chief Bello heard the title again and seemed to shrink inside his expensive clothes. Chairman. The man he had ordered out of his house was the man powerful business owners waited months to meet. Mrs. Bello looked at Amara's bare feet, then at the golden hall standing empty behind them. We pushed her outside, she whispered. Ruth answered quietly, and he still married her. Vanessa moved closer to Daniel with a nervous smile. Daniel, I hope you know we were only joking earlier. Daniel looked at her. I know exactly what you were doing. Her smile vanished. The guests who had mocked him now tried to stand near him. Some fixed their clothes. Others practiced polite smiles. A few even began telling people they had always believed Daniel was special. Amara watched all of it. The same people who had laughed at his shoes now wanted to shake his hand. The same relatives who had called him useless now whispered that they had always respected him. Daniel turned toward her. She did not look angry. That frightened him more. Amara, he said, please let me explain. She looked at the convoy, the guards, Grace, and the powerful company leaders waiting for Daniel's next word. Then she looked at the simple silver ring on her finger. You are the richest man here, she said. Daniel shook his head. That does not change how I feel about you. No, Amara replied softly, but it changes everything I thought I knew about you. Behind them, the crowd stood in stunned silence as the truth settled over the wedding ground. The man they had laughed at was not poor. He was the most powerful person among them. The words stayed between them while the guests watched. Daniel wanted to reach for Amara, but she stepped back before he could touch her. You let me marry a stranger, she said. Daniel's face tightened. I am not a stranger. You are not the man I thought you were. I am still Daniel. Which Daniel? Amara asked. The office worker with one small note in his pocket? Or the man with guards, banks, hotels, and people who bow when he enters a room? The crowd became quiet again. Grace looked down, knowing Daniel had no easy answer. Chief Bello moved closer. Amara, perhaps you should calm down. She turned sharply. Do not tell me to calm down. A few minutes ago, you were throwing him out. Now that you know he is rich, you suddenly want peace. Chief Bello stopped. Mrs. Bello whispered, Your father only wants to help. Amara looked at her mother. Then why did nobody help when he looked poor? No one answered. Daniel took one slow step toward her. Amara, please listen to me. I listened to you for a year, and everything I said about my feelings was true. You hid the biggest part of your life. Yes, he said, and I was wrong. The simple answer surprised her. She had expected excuses. Daniel looked around at the guests, then back at his wife. Before I met you, I trusted someone else, he said. Her name was Bianca. She knew who I was from the first day. She knew about the houses, the cars, and the company. Amara said nothing. Daniel continued. She told me she loved me. She said she wanted a quiet home and children. I believed every word. Grace watched him with sad eyes. She had heard the story before, but Daniel had never told it in front of a crowd. One night, Daniel said, I found messages between Bianca and one of my former workers. She wanted to know how much money she would get if I died. She asked whether my will could be changed after our wedding. A soft gasp moved through the guests. Amara's anger weakened for one moment, but she kept her voice steady. That was terrible. It was. But I am not Bianca. I know that now. No, Daniel. You knew it before today. You watched me refuse Victor. You watched me stand against my father. You watched me choose you again and again. Daniel lowered his head. I was afraid. Amara stared at him. The richest man here was afraid of me? Not of you. I was afraid of losing what we had. You risked it anyway. Yes. Grace stepped forward. Amara, I told him to speak before the wedding. Daniel turned. Grace. No, she said. She deserves the whole truth. Amara looked at her. How long did you know about me? From the first week Daniel met you. And you helped him hide this? I helped with the business. I did not agree with the lie. Daniel answered. The choice was mine. Grace nodded. It was. Amara looked back at Daniel. When were you planning to tell me? Today. Before or after I became your wife? Daniel hesitated. Her eyes filled with fresh pain. After. Yes. Why? Because I wanted your decision to come before my money. You wanted to make sure I could not change my mind. No. That is how it feels. Daniel moved closer, but Amara stepped away again. I thought if you married me while believing I had little, then I would know your love was real, he said. And what about my right to know whether your love was honest? Daniel had no answer. Victor watched from near the hall, and for once he did not smile. Even he could see that Daniel's wealth had not saved him from this moment. Chief Bello cleared his throat. Daniel, if you had told us, none of this shame would have happened. Daniel looked at him. You mean nobody would have laughed? Chief Bello shifted. You would have welcomed me because of my money, Daniel said. That is exactly what I feared. Chief Bello's face hardened. I was trying to protect my daughter. You tried to trade her future for help with your company. Mrs. Bello gasped. Daniel. Amara raised one hand. Do not defend him now. Chief Bello looked at his daughter. Amara, I made mistakes. You called him a disgrace. I did not know. That is the problem. The cleaner who had followed them beneath the tree nodded quietly. Several workers did the same. Then Vanessa stepped forward with a bright smile. Amara, this should be a happy day, she said. Your husband is rich beyond belief. You should be celebrating. Amara looked at her. You laughed the loudest. Vanessa's smile slipped. I was only surprised. You called him a village fool. I did not mean it, Daniel said calmly. You meant it when you thought I could not answer back. Vanessa lowered her eyes. One of the young men who had recorded Daniel moved forward. Sir, I deleted the video. Daniel looked at him. Would you have deleted it if Grace had not arrived? The man said nothing. Another guest began to laugh nervously. Chairman, you have taught us a great lesson. Daniel's eyes grew cold. I did not come here to teach you. The guest stepped back. The change in the crowd became clearer every second. People who had kept their distance now tried to reach Daniel. Business owners introduced themselves. Relatives called him son. Men who had mocked his clothes asked for pictures. Grace moved between them and Daniel. Give him space, she said, but a hotel owner raised his voice. Mr. Cole, I have wanted to meet you for years. A politician added, we should speak about a project. Mrs. Bello hurried toward Daniel. My son, perhaps we should move the celebration inside. The hall is ready. Amara stared at her mother. Mrs. Bello stopped when she saw her face. A few minutes ago, the hall was not good enough for him, Amara said. I was upset. You were ashamed. Amara, please. Now you are ashamed of yourself. Mrs. Bello's eyes filled with tears, but Amara turned away. Daniel reached for her hand again. This time, she let him touch her fingers for only a second before pulling free. Did you ever laugh at me? She asked. His face changed. Never. Did you ever sit in your real house and think I was foolish because I believed your story? No. Did your workers know I was the only person who did not know? Daniel looked toward Grace, then back at Amara. Only a few people knew. That is still more than me. I wanted to protect what we had. You keep using that word. What word? Protect. Amara's voice shook. You protected yourself. You protected your money. You protected your fear. But you did not protect me from standing here, on my wedding day, learning that my husband built our love around a secret. Daniel's eyes filled with tears. You are right. Amara was not ready for that answer either. He removed his watch and handed it to Grace. Then he took off the coat one worker had placed over his shoulders. These things do not matter, he said. They matter because you hid them. I can give them all away. That will not bring back the truth. Daniel stepped closer. Tell me what to do. I do not know. Then shout at me. Leave me standing here. Make me answer every question. I cannot think while everyone watches us. Amara looked around at the crowd. The rich guests were still studying Daniel. Some looked sorry. Others looked excited by the story they would tell later. She suddenly felt as if the whole wedding had become a stage. The musicians had stopped playing. The cake remained untouched beside the empty hall, and the flowers Amara had chosen moved gently in the wind. What should have been her happiest morning now felt like a room full of broken glass, where every step could cause another deep wound. I need to leave, she said. Daniel's breath caught. Leave where? Somewhere quiet. I will come with you. No. Amara, please. She looked at him, and the sadness in her eyes silenced him. I stood beside you when the whole crowd laughed, she said. Right now, I need to know whether I can stand beside you when the whole crowd suddenly wants you. Then she lifted her dress and walked away from the mango tree. Ruth followed her at once. Mrs. Bello called her name, but Amara did not stop. Daniel watched his wife cross the yard alone. Grace touched his arm. Give her a moment. He shook his head. I have already given fear too many moments. He left the company leaders, the cars, the gifts, and the guests behind. Then Daniel followed Amara out of the wedding ground. Amara walked beyond the wedding gate and followed a narrow path behind the house. Ruth stayed several steps behind her, unsure whether to speak. Daniel hurried after them, but he stopped when Amara raised one hand. Please do not come closer yet, she said. Daniel froze. Ruth looked at Amara. Do you want me to stay? Amara wiped her eyes. Give us a little space. Ruth nodded and moved toward a bench under another tree. Daniel waited until Amara turned to face him. For a few seconds, neither of them spoke. Then Amara looked at the ring on her finger. "I married you today," she said. "Do you understand that?" "Yes. I said vows to you while I believed I knew the man standing before me. You knew my heart." "Stop saying that." Daniel lowered his head. Amara stepped closer, anger shaking through her voice. "You keep talking about your heart as if that makes every lie small. It does not." "I know. No, I do not think you do. Poverty never frightened me. I was ready to live in a small room with you. I was ready to count every coin. I was ready to work beside you. I stood against my whole family because I believed we were building one honest life." Daniel's eyes filled with pain. "I never laughed at that life. But you knew it was not real. The love was real. The life you showed me was not." Daniel took a slow breath. "You are right." Amara stared at him. "Then say it clearly." "I lied by hiding the truth." She looked away. "I told myself I was being careful," Daniel continued. "I told myself I was protecting us. But Grace was right. I was afraid." "Afraid of what?" "That the moment you saw my wealth, I would never know whether you loved me or the life around me." Amara's voice dropped. "So you tested me?" "Yes." The answer hurt, but she had asked for truth. "For how long?" she asked. "From the day we met. Every time I paid for tea, every time I worried about your transport money, every time I tried to save wedding costs, you were watching me?" Daniel's face tightened. "I was not enjoying it." "That does not matter." "I know. You could have told me before you proposed." "I should have." "You could have told me after I refused Victor." "I should have." "You could have told me the night before the wedding." "I should have." Amara's tears fell again. "Then why did you keep choosing fear?" Daniel looked at her with no defense left. "Because fear had become a habit. I kept waiting for the perfect moment. But each day I waited made the truth harder." She folded her arms. "And today you planned to tell me after the vows." "Yes. So I would already be your wife." Daniel stepped forward. "I did not want to trap you. But you did not give me a fair choice." He stopped. Amara looked at him for a long moment. "I believe you love me." Hope moved across his face, but she continued. "I also believe you were selfish." The hope disappeared. "You wanted proof that I was safe for you," she said. "But you never asked whether your secret was safe for me." Daniel nodded slowly. "I have no excuse." "Good. Because I do not want one." Behind them, footsteps came from the path. Grace approached with a folder in her hand. She stopped when she saw Amara's face. "I am sorry to interrupt," Grace said. "But something cannot wait." Daniel turned. "What happened?" "We found the wedding car." Amara looked at her. "Where?" "Inside an old garage near the storage building where Peter was locked." Daniel's jaw tightened. "Who took it?" Grace opened the folder. Security cameras caught one of the men using a fuel station. Police found him 20 minutes ago. And he confessed. Daniel's voice became hard. "Who paid him?" Grace looked toward the wedding ground. "Victor Hale." Amara went still. Ruth rushed from the bench. "Victor?" Grace nodded. "He hired 2 men to stop Peter, steal the car, and make Daniel miss the wedding." Amara's anger changed direction at once. "He planned all of this?" "Not the donkey," Grace said. "But he wanted Daniel to disappear." Daniel held out his hand. "Give me the file." Grace handed it over. He read the statement, the payment record, and the messages recovered from one man's phone. Ruth looked over his shoulder. "There is Victor's name." Daniel closed the folder. "Where is he?" "Still in the compound." Daniel started walking, but Amara caught his arm. "What are you going to do?" "He had Peter attacked." "I know." "He tried to destroy our wedding." "I know." "He will answer for it." Amara looked into his eyes. "Answering is different from revenge." Daniel's face remained hard. "You think I want revenge? I think you are hurt, angry, and powerful. That is a dangerous mix." Grace watched him carefully. Daniel looked down at Amara's hand on his arm. After a moment, he nodded. I will not destroy his family, he said. But I will not protect him either. They returned to the compound together. Victor stood near the hall, speaking quickly to his father. When he saw Daniel carrying the folder, his face lost all color. Daniel walked straight toward him. You arranged the missing car, he said. Victor's father turned. What? Victor shook his head. That is a lie. Grace stepped forward. One of the men confessed. We have the payment record and your messages. Victor looked around for support, but nobody moved. His father grabbed his shoulder. Tell me this is not true. Victor pulled away. I only wanted to delay him. You had his driver attacked, Daniel said. I told them not to hurt him. You paid criminals and hoped they would behave gently? Victor's father slapped him. The crowd gasped. You fool! The older man shouted. You risked everything because a woman rejected you? Victor's eyes burned. She should have chosen me. Amara stepped forward. I was never yours to choose. Victor looked at her. I could have given you everything. You could not give me peace. Daniel handed the folder to Grace. Call the police back. Victor's father moved toward him. Please, let us settle this privately. Daniel looked at the man. Peter was tied inside a dark room. I will pay him. You think money removes fear? The older man lowered his eyes. Daniel continued, I will not touch your company because of your son. Your workers should not lose their jobs for his crime. But Victor will face the law. Victor stared at him. You cannot do this. Daniel's voice was calm. You did this. 2 police officers entered the gate moments later. Victor stepped back, but his father did not stop them when they took his arm. As Victor was led away, he looked at Amara. You will regret choosing him. Amara answered, My pain with Daniel is ours to face. It does not make you right. The officers took Victor outside. Silence settled over the compound again. Then Chief Bello walked toward Amara and Daniel. His proud clothes were still bright, but his shoulders had fallen. Amara, he said, I need to speak. She looked at him without answering. Chief Bello swallowed. I was wrong. Mrs. Bello began to cry behind him. He continued, I thought money made a man worthy. Then I mocked Daniel when I believed he had none. The moment I learned he was rich, I changed. That showed me the truth about myself. Amara's eyes softened, but she remained quiet. Chief Bello faced Daniel. I called you a disgrace. I ordered you away. I tried to use my daughter to save my business. Daniel said nothing. Chief Bello's voice broke. My pride almost cost me my daughter. He turned back to Amara. I cannot ask you to forget today, but I am asking you to forgive me one day. Amara looked at her father, then at Daniel. I need time, she said. Chief Bello nodded. You deserve it. Daniel looked toward the mango tree. The hall and cake seemed less important. He remembered walking through dust, fearing he would arrive too late. Now he understood that reaching Amara was the first battle. Keeping her trust would demand more than money, gifts, or promises. Grace moved beside him. Do not fix this tonight with a house or a foundation. Daniel glanced at her. I know. Do you? He looked at Amara, who stood near Ruth, her eyes tired. Yes, she needs truth, even when it makes me look weak. Grace nodded. Then start there. Daniel did not ask her. He remained where he was, giving her the space he should have given her before making decisions about her life. And for the first time that day, nobody tried to force her to decide. The wedding ground slowly emptied as evening came. The guests who had arrived to celebrate stayed long enough to whisper about Daniel, Victor, and the shocking truth. Then one by one they left. Amara remained under the mango tree with Ruth. Her white dress was stained with dust near the bottom, and the flowers in her hand had begun to bend. Daniel stood several steps away. He did not move closer. He did not ask her to forgive him. He simply waited. When the last car left, Amara finally looked at him. Where will you go tonight? She asked. Daniel answered carefully. Anywhere you want me to go. That is not an answer. I can return to the hotel. I can sleep in the office. I can stay outside this gate if that makes you feel safer. Amara looked at the expensive convoy still waiting nearby. You have many homes, she said. Yes, and I know nothing about any of them. You will know everything, but only when you are ready. She studied his face. You are still my husband. Daniel's eyes filled with hope, but she raised one hand. Do not smile yet. He lowered his eyes. I said vows today, Amara continued. I do not throw away vows because I am angry, but I also will not pretend nothing happened. I do not want you to pretend. I need space. You can have it. I need every truth. You will have it. I need time to decide whether this marriage can become real. Daniel nodded. I will wait. Amara stepped closer. Do not wait with gifts. Do not send a new car. Do not buy my father's company. Do not build anything in my name. Daniel glanced at Grace. Amara noticed. You already built something? Grace cleared her throat. A house and a foundation. Amara closed her eyes. Daniel spoke quickly. They can be canceled. You planned my whole future without asking me. Yes, that stops now. It stops now. Amara looked straight into his eyes. No more secrets, Daniel. Not small ones. Not kind ones. Not secrets you call protection. No more secrets. If I stay, I will stay because I choose to, not because you have money. I understand. If I leave, you will not use power to follow me. I will not. She took a deep breath. Then go. Daniel's face fell, but he nodded. He turned toward the convoy. Daniel, Amara called. He stopped. I did not say it is over. He looked back. I said I need time. For the first time that day, Daniel allowed himself one quiet breath of hope. The next 3 weeks were hard. Amara stayed with Ruth in a small apartment near the school. Daniel kept his promise. He did not send flowers, cards, or gifts. He only sent one message each morning. Good morning. I am here when you are ready. Amara never replied, but she read every message. During that time, she learned more about Daniel through the people who knew him. Grace visited once, but only after Amara invited her. They sat at a small table with 2 cups of tea. Tell me the truth, Amara said. Was any part of him real? Grace leaned forward. The man who helped the orange seller was real. The man who repaired your chair was real. The man who listened when you spoke about the children was real. Then why did he lie so easily? Because he was hurt and foolish. Amara almost smiled. He is your boss. He is still foolish sometimes. Did he ever speak badly about me? Never. Did he laugh because I thought he was poor? Grace shook her head. He loved you more each time you chose kindness. Amara looked down at her tea. Love should not need secret tests. I agree. Grace reached into her bag but stopped. I brought papers, but Daniel told me not to give them unless you ask. What papers? The foundation plan. Amara looked at her. I told him to cancel it. He did. The money is still untouched. Good. Grace nodded. He said if you ever want to create something, you should design it yourself. That evening, Amara finally replied to Daniel's message. Meet me at the old tea shop tomorrow. Daniel arrived 1 hour early. When Amara entered, he stood so quickly that his chair almost fell. You came, he said. I asked you to. Yes. They sat across from each other in the same place where their first real talk had happened. Daniel looked nervous. Amara noticed and said, The richest man in Africa is afraid of tea. I am afraid of the woman holding it. She gave him a small smile, then became serious again. I have questions. Ask anything. For 2 hours, Daniel answered. He told her about every house, every company, every account, and every person who knew the truth. He told her about Bianca, his fear, the rented room, the old phone, and every time he nearly confessed. Amara listened. When he finished, she asked, Is there anything else? Daniel thought carefully. Yes. Her face tightened. I still own the silver ring you chose for me. It is the most important thing I have. Amara looked at his hand. He was still wearing it. You did not remove it? No. Even when I told you to go? No. She looked away so he would not see her tears. Daniel waited. After a long silence, Amara said, I am still angry. You should be. I still do not trust you fully. I will earn it. That may take years. I have years. She looked back at him. I want this marriage. Daniel stopped breathing. But I want a new beginning, she continued. Not a palace. Not guards around me. Not a life where people say yes because of your name. What do you want? A home we choose together. Work I still enjoy. And a husband who tells me the truth before I have to ask. Daniel nodded quickly. You have him. Not yet. He understood and nodded again. I will become him. Amara reached across the table and placed her hand over his. Then let us try. During those 6 months, Daniel changed in ways money could not buy. He stopped making plans for Amara without asking. Before every decision, he sat beside her and listened. Sometimes she disagreed, and he did not call Grace to prove he was right. He simply asked, What am I missing? Amara learned that trust did not return in one great moment. It returned when Daniel admitted mistakes, when he answered hard questions, and when he came home at the time he promised. On difficult nights, she remembered the wedding shock. Daniel never told her to forget it. He held her hand and said, I will keep showing you the truth. 6 months later, Amara and Daniel stood before a new building near Bright Future School. A sign above the door carried the name Hope Road Center. Amara had chosen every part of it. The center helped children stay in school, paid medical bills for poor workers, supported roadside sellers, and gave farmers tools and seeds. Daniel provided the money, but Amara led the work. Chief Bello attended the opening. He no longer spoke proudly about rich friends. He spent most of the day serving food beside the workers. Mrs. Bello welcomed every guest, including those in worn clothes. Ruth managed the children's reading room. Grace handled the legal work and often reminded Daniel not to interfere with Amara's plans. Then an old farmer arrived at the gate, leading a brown donkey. Daniel laughed and hurried forward. King, the farmer smiled. He missed the richest man he ever carried. Amara rubbed the donkey's head. So this is the hero who saved my wedding. King did the walking, Daniel said. I only held on. 1 week later, Daniel and Amara held a small second celebration beneath the same mango tree. There were no guards at the gate and no golden chairs. Workers, teachers, farmers, and children filled the yard. When it was time for the couple to arrive, the guests heard a familiar donkey cry. King entered slowly with Daniel and Amara riding together. The crowd laughed, but this laughter was warm. Daniel looked at Amara. Do you regret choosing me? She smiled and held him tighter. I regret that you lied. Daniel nodded. Fair. But I do not regret the donkey. They climbed down beneath the tree. Chief Bello welcomed Daniel with open arms. The old orange seller placed flowers in Amara's hands. Ruth began clapping, and soon everyone joined her. Daniel looked around at the people who had stood beside them when they seemed poor. Then he looked at Amara. She did not love his money. She loved the man he was still learning to become. And this time, there was nothing hidden between them.